Hello and welcome to What If Civilization Started Over episode 1. I kind of already made a series, but the thing was kind of bad, and also it was over 15 minutes, and for some reason it wouldn't let me. So basically, this one's going to start in China, but they're actually going to call themselves Korea for some reason. So yeah, they start here and start expanding. And they expand into this weird, slivery land country. It's basically like Chile being really, thin. Yeah. But now they obviously, get more of Korea than China, so it makes sense to be called Korea. They seriously say Korea. Anyways, it makes more sense to be called Korea now. So, yeah. Because the thing is, though, the land that they actually calls Korea is this, so it's actually known as Greater Korea now. Well, the Korean Empire. So, yeah. That's, Korea. I'm going to make it Korea country later. Yeah. So, let me just add some cities and some capitals real quick. Capitals there in actual Korea. I think it's even near Seoul on the other side, because that's the capital of South Korea. I think I'm not really sure about. But now there's two brothers that both think they own the throne. As you can tell, that isn't very good, because now we have you can kind of see what's happening. Mainly now we have China and Korea, but it's a rebellion, so it's gonna try and overthrow the government. So it isn't an actual country. But Red pieces the army back together, and they actually get quite far, and somehow already discover boats. And that's how they use them. I don't know how they managed to discover boats already. But they discovered them, and now everyone knows boats. So if any countries ever appear, yeah. Now the Korean Empire is truly formed. This is going to be the biggest it will be for now. It might be bigger in the future, but it's literally a first country, so I don't think it will get that big unless it does plot armour. And plot armour is something that it doesn't have. I'll give you a heads up. Because now, loads of countries are going to want independence because they're booted up way too fast. Starting with the Western country, because that's kind of Western. I don't really know what to call it. I'm just going to call it the blue Korean country. I don't know. And then the next country is going to be this purple country. Northern China, I guess. And if you wonder why I'm calling it Northern China, it's because it's going to be something else appearing soon. I wonder what something else would be. But now it just changed its name to Greater Korea, because that's Korea, so it's just Korea but a bit greater. According to them. And the final country to about is going to be South China. It's going to be called emerald green colour. But not emerald. I don't really know what to call that type of green, because it's too dark for emerald. But for some reason I thought of emerald and I thought of it. So now there's 4 countries. So let me just add some capitals real quick. Capital. Don't know why I did that. Also I was really off timing. But yeah. What the red country's gonna do is we're gonna expand to try and take over the other countries, and you can see which country they're going after first. You don't really need to guess. You just know. Yeah, that's exactly gonna happen. And they're actually getting quite big, Well, not as big as there was. As there were, not was. Don't know. If it was big as or a little bit smaller, but yeah. Now we'll add some new cities real quick. But and also the green country decides, hey, let's expand as well. Yeah. That's kind of what happens. So now the purple country's tiny. Just smallest out of far. But not the weakest is what I was about to say. And then I realised it was. And by the way, now people are somehow, because we're here ages ago, when that country is one of the only ones, and gonna go everywhere, and mainly around here to Europe. So yeah, and they just yeah, we're all from one Korea was that size. So not one Korea was the only country. I don't know why I said that, but they all managed to end up in Turkey, and they call themselves the Ottoman Republic. Does that sound familiar? Well, it should do if you know anything about history whatsoever. Yeah, but they don't really have any other countries over here to see. And they don't really know about any of the other countries because, well, they do. They just think the borders are completely different to what they actually are. Also, the red team's kind of gonna, the Korean Empire is kind of gonna, become less because so many countries are about to rebel, and also a blue country obviously decided to join the mix because all the people here. Kings are related to the red country's king. Well, most of them at least. Yeah, most of them are related to the red country's king. So yeah, that's kind of yeah. Also, they're all rebelling, which is all of them are rebelling. There's way more countries now. And instead of being just massive ones and one tiny one gets bullied, there's loads of small ones. But the purple one still gets bullied for how small they are. So reason, but they're not the smallest. Because this one country is actually really important is going to form. Don't ask how they can be important. They're the only other country who gets bullied though, for the size. Because the Korean Empire is now just called Lesser Korea. And they were great at bullying countries for their size, but now they're not. Because, yeah. Also, yeah, some countries are going to try split off. Some people try to split off from China for some reason. And it didn't really work that well. Because they managed to take over this tiny part, but really not that much, and also start swarming down here. And then when they think they're strong enough to charge back at China again, it kind of isn't a smart idea because they managed to take over all that and nearly get to the capital. Oh. Mega oh. Uh-oh. If you're in that colour green country, then sorry, but you're kind of weak. Now this country gets bullied as well. But they get bullied the most because for some reason they get bullied more than the dark purple country. Because the dark purple country fought for independence and won, the green country lost. Well, I suppose it's still to get independence, but I don't know if you know what I mean. I don't know if that was. So now, another thing is going to happen. Wow, things are happening in the series where things happen. That's so quite. I don't know why I did that. No, people all around here. And they come from over here in the green country. And Also, people are coming from the purple country. And they meet up here and then decide to go back to a purple country. And they tell them about everything happening in the green country and all the others. They're kind of blind, so the green country is like the biggest. Well, I suppose they are, but they lie about how big they are and how strong they are. They're saying they're easily the strongest, but they're not, because the blue team is quite strong as well. And also a dark purple tiny country is quite strong. I'm not calling them teams and not countries. I don't know, but what I do know is the Ottoman Republic changed the name to something called the Ottoman Empire. Very original. You've never heard that before. Don't know why I keep saying What I do know is this guy is quite strong because they're an empire. I'm just going to add some cities real quick. Yeah. And also, now, something else is going to happen. And it's going to be with some of the little countries. And it's going to be with the red country. Because, no, I'm joking. Don't know why I said that. The dark purple country is sad of getting bullied. And they decide to unite with the non-purple country after, so they could take a bit of land from red country. Because that's what they're planning to do later. And their name is Tsuya. I just thought of that because, the Tsuyan Empire. So I'm just going to add some cities real quick. Yeah, also Purple City is the capital now because it was like the majorist. The most major one, not the majorist. Ah, yes. The majorist. Oh. The majorist city. Where did I get majorist from? I make no sense sometimes. What does make sense is this is the end of the episode and the start of war. So goodbye.